Hello everybody, my name is Cloudfeet. Welcome back to another episode of Survival Minecraft. Look at how great everything is starting to look behind us. It is really starting to get filled up. And look at how terrible everything in front of us is looking. So today, we are going to work on all this. I'm going to push it back, maybe add a ceiling in, and then maybe add some more farms in. We'll see what happens. Okay, first part is complete. We got everything cleared out over here. Now what I want to work on is getting this whole wall pushed back about 30, 40, maybe 50 blocks. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly how far back we're going to go. I guess we'll see. The cactus bamboo XP farm is not perfect, but man, it is working pretty well. All right, now that we got those repairs done, let's go ahead and get this side started. Ooh, oh my gosh, that was fast. Whoa. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm going to be doing in this area. I think for now, though, I'm going to start working on putting these walls together, putting the floor in, and then trying to piece together some sort of ceiling. I just don't have too much of a plan. I'm not sure if we need any more farms. I think we need to put in maybe a sugarcane farm that I might put in that corner or maybe back here. And I might move the carrot and potato farms out here somewhere too. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so the plan's starting to come together. What I did was I built these 3 farms. One beetroot farm, 1 carrot farm, and 1 potato farm. And then I put these villagers in here to automatically harvest all of them for me. Now, if you don't know the way this works, there's a farmer in each one of these modules. We're going to have a hard time seeing that one on the top. But the farmer will go through and harvest all the crops. And then if you look right there, let's see if I can zoom in. If you look right there, there is a villager on the back side. Now, right in front of that villager, there are 2 minecart hoppers stacked on top of one another. And there's just enough room right there for these 2 villagers to have line of sight. So what will happen is this villager will go through and harvest all these crops and then walk over there and try and throw crops to that villager, but they'll get caught in those hoppers. All those crops will go straight down into a water stream, and then we'll put them back up into the storage system. So next thing I want to work on, I think I want to put another one of these next to this. And so this little outlet will have the same basic end cap. I might put a water elevator or something right here, but then across the top, spanning all the way across, I think what we're going to do is put a sugarcane farm. But first things first, I wanted to finish up this end cap. So what I did here was tear out the old iron farm, and I put it down into the end cap. Now we used basically the same design, we just kind of flipped it upside down to where the kill chamber is underneath instead of on top. So if you're unfamiliar with how this works, I have these 3 villagers inside this little chamber, and there is a zombie right behind them. So obviously the zombie makes them panic every time they try to go to sleep, and when they panic, they spawn an iron golem. That iron golem tries to get that other zombie in the middle, and he can't. So then he ends up getting pushed by the water into the kill chamber. Now, once he's in the kill chamber, he's going to land on top of some magma blocks, and those magma blocks are going to kill him. It's pretty simple. Then I have a hopper minecart underneath, collecting all the iron and putting it into the item sorting system. And as far as decorating the inside, we kept it thematically the same with the hallway out here, and we used the same iron blocks, iron bars, vines, and netherwort blocks inside the chamber that we used outside. I tried to use as many different iron things inside, like the iron trap doors, the chains, and the lanterns, just to kind of keep it thematically synchronized. We put carpet down up here and put lights above all the carpet, so you can't see these shroom lights from underneath, but you can see the light peeking through. And we had to put carpets on everything so that the iron golems didn't spawn up there. And so our next task is going to become figuring out what we do in this space. So do we use all this? Do we build stuff back in here? Or do we start to bring the room, kind of turning it around and putting maybe a walkway up here and then some sort of wall and a farm behind that, and just kind of leave that as empty space? I'm not 100% sure yet. What I am sure about is that we don't have a sustainable method of getting ender pearls or rockets. So since we're not quite sure what we're going to work on out here inside the base, I think maybe it's time to start venturing out and building some farms outside the base. And I think I have a great idea for what we're going to build next, but it's going to require a bunch of quartz that I'll get from these stonemasons. It's going to require a bunch of purple terracotta, which I'll have to go off to the mesa for, and then it's also going to require some deep slate, so we'll go mining for that. So I'm going to start gathering up materials, and then we will get started working on what I am actually really excited about building. All right, so we finished up gathering some cobbled deep slate, some quartz, and right here we've got some purple glazed terracotta, among a few other things like empty shulker boxes. And we are here, ladies and gentlemen, in the end, and I bet you can guess what we're gonna build next, and that is gonna be an enderpearl farm and an XP farm, I guess. I mean, it's kind of both of those things, right? So what we're gonna do is build a bridge that goes out at least 128 blocks that way. But first we're gonna go all the way down to the bottom of the world. Why'd we come all the way out here, you might ask? Well, because we don't want any of the endermen that spawn on the main end island to be eating up any of the mob cap for our enderman farm out here. Now, we came all the way down to the bottom of the world because the spawn rates down here at the bottom of the world are much higher than they are at the top of the world. However, this is going to be changing in 1.18, so it doesn't really matter that much. So that might not be true anymore. The spawn rates at the different world heights might not be changing. I don't know. Is that a good thing, bad thing? You tell me. I'm still going to try and build my spawn platform as low down as I can, but it is going to be up in the sky. Now, I know those two things may have seemed contradictory, but I want the enderman to be able to fall down and take a bunch of damage so that I can one-hit kill him. Now, you might also be asking, why'd we use leaf blocks? Well, because leaf blocks are super easy to get rid of, especially if you have a hoe, and they block spawns, so things can't spawn on here, so we don't have to worry about lighting up our temporary scaffolding to keep endermen from spawning on here, and it just gives us a little room to work. And as you can see, the farm is starting to take shape. Now, this level eventually is going to be the floor level where all of the endermen will fall down to, and I'll stand there and whack them with my swords. These pieces right here are going to be the pathways for which the enderman can run down towards a little endermite trap and then fall down this channel. We're going to cover this in glass and maybe build some spawn platforms out here, and there's going to be quite a bit more decoration to come. So you can see now I am up on top of one of the pathways that we built for the Enderman to run on, and what I am building here is basically a little containment area for an endermite. Now the reason I'm using carpets is because the Enderman cannot teleport to too high carpets, so eventually this is going to go away. Now what that is for, if I go up here, I'll show you. I'm going to use the enderpearls right here to try and get an endermite to spawn right here, and then I'll catch him I'll name him, catch him in a minecart, and then let him drop down onto, hopefully right here onto this carpet where he stays right there. Then all the endermen will be able to see him and path towards him, and then they'll fall down onto those hoppers. Cool. So I guess let's do it. All right, success. Now hit him with the name tag so he doesn't despawn. And then let's try and get that guy into a minecart. Now the reason I have this carpet right here on top of this fence is, if you don't know this trick, the endermite will see this as a block and a half and not be able to path up on here, but the player can actually jump up on top. There we go. Now the tedious part of getting them down into the trap. All right, now that everything is in place, it looks like it is working pretty well. I took all the torches off these spawn platforms, and you can see when I'm up here, they're not going to do it. But look at all those endermen. Kind of scared to look at anything in there, right? But it is filling up pretty well, and it seems as though this farm is functioning exactly like I wanted it to. Now, the issues are going to be keeping the enderman inside that kill chamber. So that means, let's be very careful with this cursor. I'm going to add glass panes that go up and down right here, and I talked about that before. And then the floor level is going to be right here. All of this is going to go away so they don't have anywhere to teleport to, but what I'm going to build the floor out of right here is 2 high carpets. So for 32 blocks in each direction so that they can't teleport outside of the kill chamber. And then we should be pretty safe. I don't think they'll be able to teleport anywhere up there except for back up onto these platforms. And I'm not exactly sure. I think I built this high enough to where they couldn't do it. But they may be able to teleport back up onto this, in which case they would just aggro again and fall back down. So the next step of this is to get this kill chamber functional. Okay, so we got a floor down. Now, the way this is gonna work, one, you can see that everything is lit up, but if endermen fall down here and I hit them with my sword, then they'll still be able to teleport out here. So what I'm gonna do is cover this in double carpets, like so. And then when they fall down here, I'll be standing here and just smacking them with my sword. Now this floor extends out 32 blocks in each direction from those hoppers. So no matter where they're standing inside that kill chamber, they will not be able to teleport out. All right, so next step, let's put down some carpets. And of course, putting down a bunch of carpet means gathering up a ton of wool. So I have just been over here right outside our little tube shaft, well, whatever we want to call that thing, gathering up some black wool. And so these are the colors I'm going to be using for the floor, and you'll see that here in a bit, but we've got miles and miles to go until we're good. A couple of real life days later, and we are set. I mean, at least we've got a shulker box of each one of these colors, so we're ready to get started putting down some carpets. All right, and there we go. I just love how all this turned out. The carpet down here looks so great, the way the yellow goes with the brown and the white, and then the big gray squares. It looks, oh man, I'm just so happy with the way this looks. I'm kidding. This is just the first layer, and I just kind of used whatever colors I had and kind of just everything. I kind of screwed around with a little bit of a pattern there, but you're not going to be able to see any of this once I finish up putting down the next layer, which we are going to do in the next episode. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you liked about this episode, tell me what you hated, do all those things, and I will try to finish this project up and put out a video sooner rather than later, so y'all don't have to wait so long. Either way, thank you so much. My name is Cloudfeet. Y'all have fun.